Welcome back to the Shipyard. So, a lot of times we talk about OP prize packs, retail prize packs, card packs, faction packs, starter sets. But there was a period of time, I believe it was 4 OP kits, where WizKids released one or two new cards. And I kind of mentioned them in a Warp Core Breach episode here and there, but never made a Shipyard video just about these cards. And it was pointed out to me that, hey, you never made a Shipyard video about these cards. So, all that being said, here we go. First off, we have the Photonic Cannon, right? This was in Voyager. The Doctor has his dreams, and it was deploy the Photonic Cannon. It's a 10 dice, 10-point weapon. Attack. Spin this ship's target lock token and remove this card from play. This ship suffers 2 hits to its hull. This weapon can only be fired out of the ship's primary firing arc. You can only fire it at range 3. It's unique. There's a lot not to like. The cost hurts. I've tried running it. It's really tough to pull off. In order to make it work, you need some abilities. You need to have a free battle station token, perhaps. Built-in quality in addition. Maybe even a way to repair, because that damage is going to hurt. But mostly, you need to make sure this is going to hurt. Something like Nanclus, projected stasis field, some second of 5, some abilities that are going to gank their attack cancellation, because nothing's going to hurt worse than firing this off and them going, yeah, I cancel that attack. You go, yeah, gee, thanks. All right. But it's an intriguing card. I don't think it's competitively viable, but I think that there's some fun there. Nanclus is a unique Romulan crew, and I've mentioned Nanclus in a lot of things, but Nanclus is unique. Range 1 to 3, action, discard this card, target an opposing ship. This game round, the target ship rolls +1 attack die this round, but cannot roll defense dice. So, there's a lot to like there. One, if you're attacking first and you can destroy the ship you targeted, who cares, right? You've just given them an attack die that they never get to use. So Nanclus really doesn't have a drawback. If they're already rolling +3, they hit their rule of 3, you don't care either. This cannot roll defense dice can really make a difference. Now, again, that being said, there are still ways for them to mitigate dice. The Sutherland's ability, improved deflector screens, having evade tokens, all of those things work to cancel hits without rolling defense dice. So that's a balance you have to take into consideration when you're targeting a ship with Nanclus, is what other defensive abilities do they have. But still, they can't add dice to cannot roll defense dice. So if they have a Riker or a Sulu, +2 on none is still none. I like Nanclus. Probably like Nanclus the second most, third most in here. All right. Data. Now this is Sherlock data, the Sherlock Holmes data. And it kind of makes me sad that we got Sherlock Holmes data. Not that, I'm not sad about that, but we didn't get Watson Geordie, Pulaski, that whole crew. We didn't get a Dixon Hill Picard. I think there's room for that stuff. But Data is super interesting to me, because Data is one of the only cards that can do a few things. So let's get into this. Data is unique. Crew, 5 points action. Discard this card, target an opposing ship at range 1 to 2. Roll 1 attack die. And based on what you roll, you get to do something. If you roll a blank, nothing happens. On a hit, discard a crew on the target ship. On battle station, discard the captain of the target ship. On a crit, this is where it gets fun, discard a card of your choice on the target ship. What's a card of your choice? Well, that could be an admiral, that could be an ambassador, that could be a crew, that could be a tech, a weapon. It's whatever you want. And data is, right now, the only way to remove an ambassador. Is one of, I believe, only 2 ways to remove an admiral. And that just opens up some really intriguing possibilities. Now, I don't know that data is worth it because you cannot guarantee that crit. But the other options here aren't that bad, right? You kind of got this 6 out of 8 that something good happens, that those 2 blanks hurt. But, certainly play at your own risk, buyer beware type thing. Sabotaged Systems. This is probably the most currently competitively useful card. And one that I think more people need to know exists. It's unique, an independent tech at 3 points. Planning phase, so start of the planning phase. Discard this card, target an opposing ship. Swap the primary weapon value and agility of the target ship until the end of the game round. So, yeah, you can make a ship that rolls a whole bunch of attack dice roll like no attack dice. A Borg ship, for instance, is hilarious. Right? Now they're rolling no attack dice and like 6 defense dice. So you don't want to shoot at them, but they're toothless. Whereas, say, a Miranda class does nothing. But there's some others, like an NX, where you could actually flip and make them a little more attack power and a little less defensive. So sometimes you can benefit that way. It's just something to consider. This is really used to make something toothless attacking, and so what if it sticks around for a bit? Now, Sabotaged Systems in conjunction with Nanclus is hilarious because, okay, so the Borg now are a 0-6, and now they can't roll any defense dice, so there is a 1-0 because of Nanclus. They're not hurting anything. That's just a fun way to do things. All right, Shelby and Sakona were reprints, but so I'm not going to go into them, but just know that they exist. Romulan Pilot likewise was a reprint, but something worthwhile. And Kal-If-Fee, well, Kal-If-Fee is interesting if for no other reason than it's a 1-point talent. It's unique, but it's an action. Disable this card. Target an opposing ship at range 1 to 3. Select a crew on this ship. The controller of the target ship selects a crew on that ship. Each player rolls 5 attack dice, and whoever rolls fewer hits and crits must discard the crew they selected. So it's a battle to the death. And that's super fun, and there's not much you can do to prevent it. Now, it is an action, so there is some drawback that way. But, yeah, Kal-If-Fee is interesting way to mess with things. I don't think it's the best card, but it's 1 point. So do you really care? Probably not. So all that being said, Kal-If-Fee, good, legitimately good. Sabotaged Systems, also legitimately good. Nanclus, probably just a slight tier under. Data, weird. You got to find the right idea for it. Photonic Cannon, some people are trying to make it work. I want to believe. I just haven't seen the thing to make me believe yet. All right. I probably spent way too much time talking about 5 cards, but they're out there. Just know that they exist and have fun. All right. Thank you all for watching. And until next time, we'll see you around the shipyard. Take care.